ladies and gentlemen, Teacher of the Year goes to Christopher Tice.
Woo!
Thank you.
Woo!
Come on. I have a speech prepared for you guys today. Thank you so much, Winona State. Oh, you guys are great. Thank you. Thank you for announcing me, Mr. Deneke. Great, man. I used to live with them back in the day, actually. A lot of memories. Thank you so much. Standing up here, I keep thinking about where it all started. Back in the class or back at Winona State. And, it was a really impactful course I had one semester. It's on me. EDFD 441. Great class. Taught me so much about who I wanted to be as a teacher. And, it really created who I want to be. It just made me who I am as a teacher this day and brought me to this award. It really helped me get me to, this award. When I came into EDFD 441, I was a PE major and I had this assumption I make with all the classes that they're not tied to PE at all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of faces, I see them. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of agreement from the crowd. Thank you. But, like a lot of those classes, they don't tie it to PE, and I just have to kind of sit there, get through. And this one was different. And I don't know if it's the class's credit or the teacher. Great teacher, Professor Uribe. Come on, give it up. Give it up for that.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Love her.
I don't know where she's at. I
Love
hope
her.
she's here today. Right here. Oh, hey. Right. Back to it. I want to tell you right now that this was wrong. This class was very different. Let's get back to it. So let me start with the curriculum, right? That was the big project at the end of the year, creating a curriculum. And, because that's generally where some of my biggest thinking was changed over the semester. So one of the first things that landed for me in the readings, we did these like 3-2-1 assignments, right? Was that the curriculum should prepare students to go live in the real world. Which kind of connects to PE. We like to create lifelong movers, get people moving forever, right? Anyone agree with that? Yes, thank you. Loving the crowd today.
We love you.
Thank you. You want to prepare them for the real world, not just move them through a series of random activities with no real purpose behind them. And when I read that, I immediately thought about PE. It just clicked in my mind right away. Are we actually building something meaningful for kids? Or are we just filling time with drills, drilling them with sports and not really, making it meaningful for them? And that question stayed with me as I planned my curriculum throughout the class and throughout who I am today. But, from the readings in chapter 7 and 8 back in the day, I was introduced to the UBD model. And understanding by design, that's what that means. And what grabbed me most was its focus on building curriculum and actual accounts of range for the students in my classroom. You with me? So it's taking all their different skill levels and matching to what they need so we can grow each and every student. Yeah, come on. Come on. Why not us? Let's go. Back to it. Not assuming everyone walks in with the same background, like I said, we're just matching every student, what they walk. You don't know what they got at home. You don't know the resources. We're just tailoring to each student here, making it meaningful for each one. And that's what that connected with me the most. And I still have today. Next. Feel free to go to the bathroom if you need to, the crowd. Next. In PE especially, you have kids who have been in sports their whole life, right? Kids, like we said, with resources that haven't touched it at all. We just need to be able to be there for every student. Now, I'll be honest, I push back on some of the readings too. There's this idea about rigid performance, expectations, drawing a clear line for every student should land by the end of a lesson. And I understood the intention, but it doesn't sit right with me. Because in PE, looking to create lifelong movers, right? And like we said before, we don't know where each kid comes in with. We can't expect the kid. Let's say we're playing golf. Mr. Denicky, where is he at in the crowd? Talk about him. There he is.
I see
This
him.
guy.
Yep, right here.
Great golfer. Unbelievable golfer. He comes into my class. He's going to land at the top of the food chain for golfing. I step into here. I can't hit a ball straight to save my life. If you expect me to
I've seen
land
him.
there with Mr. Denicky, that's a joke.
Not even close.
So the reason we can create lifelong movers is we tailor it so each kid has progression. We're moving up the food chain. We're finding, that internal motivation to keep going. Right. And that belief that I have and created, as the crowd's loving it, it's just, it really ties to just meaningful PE, which I'll cover on again later. Thank you. Come on. How about
Yeah,
give it
that's
up for Mr.
beautiful.
Denicky?
Yes.
Great golfer.
Yes, thank you, Denicky.
Thank you very
That's awesome.
much.
Look at you.
Next, before this course, I thought assessment in PE basically just meant, watching the kids. Nobody's not trying. We're basing it on effort. You just gotta make sure they're out there and playing. What I learned is there's so much more to intention behind good assessment than that. And the distinction between formative and summative assessment became something I actually use, not just its vocabulary, not just these big words that sound cool, but really planning a tool that formative assessment is ongoing, all right? It tells you where students are right now before a grade ever enters the picture, right? Thank you. Summative assessment tells you whether you actually learned what you were set out to teach. Both matter, but one sticks with the kid and one is just on the surface. Now, what do we think is better, formative or summative? Huh? What do we think?
Formative.
Formative. Mr. Denicky, this guy's on fire tonight.
Nice.
Fire. Fire. Every answer is a good answer, but we were looking for formative. We love formative. It sticks with the kid. It really is impactful. Right. Now, I also want to mention something I kept coming back to throughout the whole course. 3 domains. Anyone know the domains?
No.
No. Cognitive, affective, psychomotor, right? Cognitive, we're talking about the mind. Affective, feeling, psychomotor, we're moving with it. Next, the reading suggested that these domains don't necessarily depend on each other. I respectfully disagreed, big time. These are just 3 factors that you ever heard of a 3-man weave in basketball? Ball,
Yes.
ball, layup. They all rely on each other. Everyone needs to play their part. You can mix the 3 of them, you really got something special.
Okay.
That's where meaning comes in.
Meaning. Yes.
Meaningful physical education. We'll be back to that. Just keep it in the back of the brain.
Will do.
I did win Teacher of the Year. I know what I'm talking about. Now, in my field experience, we're going to talk about that for a little bit. In every field placement I was in, those 3 things happen together constantly. A student figuring out new movements is thinking through it, physically attempting it, and feeling something about the whole experience all at once. Confidence, frustration, excitement, you got it, satisfied. Finally getting it right. How about that one, huh? Did we all feel that at some point in our lives?
you.
Right,
Yes.
thank you. You guys are great. Loving the crowd today. The affective domain especially felt undervalued today. I asked the question in one of my 3-2-1s, why isn't the emotional side and social side of learning treated with the same weight as the cognitive side? Because the friendships and those things, those are what's going to take you for a lifetime. If we could please silence the phones, please. If we could silence the phones, please, that'd be great. We're almost done here. And that brings me back to the framework that ties everything together. We've talked about it a few times. This is meaningful physical education. That ring a bell? Come on. Come on. That's what brings home the awards. Now, the idea is what we do in PE should be relevant, engaging, and genuinely meaningful to the students in front of us, no matter what level they're at. Now, that means giving students real choice in how they engage, what equipment they use, how they approach an activity, sometimes even how a game is structured. Now, it means building in social interaction and collaborative play, so the gym feels like a community. Now, it means just connecting with the challenge, so
we get
students
it.
hit the just right fit.
Mm-hmm.
The just right fit. Not so easy, it's boring. Not so hard, it shuts them down, but it keeps them going uphill. If we could get the camera up a little bit, that'd be great. Thanks. He's got one job. Thank you. When I connect MPE to what I learned in EDFD 441. So MPE is what I've learned in all my physical education classes. The connection to this is it's differentiated instruction about unpacking standards, actually digging into what a standard is asking for rather than just gesturing at it. And about building assessment that aligns with their learning intentions. I feel like I have a real framework, not just a philosophy, but a plan. Now from chapters 5 and 6, one thing that stuck with me was the emphasis on narrowing gaps across race, income, gender, lived experiences. That is not a side note in curriculum planning. That's the center of it. Unpacking a standard like the reading described is how you make sure you're actually teaching toward all your students, not just the ones who are already going to be fine. Now, instructionally, the approach that fits me best and that I've built in my own classroom is giving students space to explore before formalizing anything. Let them tinker, let them try things out, figure things out, what works for their body, every mover, and find an entry point into the activity, then bring it together towards a shared goal, introduce collaborative play. I love the jigsaw method we used in class for this exact reason. Every group becomes the expert on something and then teaches it to everyone else. Oh, you have one kid be the expert. If we could get that camera up, please. You end up with a room full of people who have ownership over learning, and that's hard to manufacture any other way. Right. Manufacture. Next. Here's the thing about all this. Buy-in is everything. I'm saying it again. Buy-in is everything. What do we think, huh? Come on. It's everything. Come on. It's everything. It's everything. Yeah. Can I hear from the crowd?
It's everything.
Buy-in
is
everything.
Buy-in is everything.
Deneke, you're the best.
Buy-in is everything.
All right. Back to me now, please. You can take a seat.
Yes, teacher of the year.
Hey. Just presenting my award. I have a speech, please, if you could. Sorry, Amy. We'll get back to it. Looking back at who I was walking into the semester, I was steady, not overwhelmed, not rushing, just genuinely learning, piece by piece, and watching things connect across my classes and my field experience in ways that start to feel really real. By the end of it, I didn't feel like a student practicing to be a teacher anymore. I felt like a teacher who still had was still able to learn, right? But that shift matters more than I can explain. Right. 10 years from now in my classroom, you're going to see students with choices, real ones, what equipment they use, how they engage, sometimes how they want to use that equipment, and real meaningfulness, right? That meaningfulness we talked about. Yes, love it. You're going to see my class debrief, reflect on what the learning was, reflect on what they did, make it meaningful to them, and bring it home to their families. Now, the foundation for all of it was built in EDFD 441. I'm grateful for it every day I walk into a gym. Thank you very much.
Woo! Thank you, CJ. That was awesome. Teacher of the year. Why not him? All right.